Hello, world. I am Curtis Simpson, and this is the Jectives Typography News special coverage of Affinity's big reveal. I was planning on going live at 1:30 because the Canva event is supposed to start at 2 o'clock. And the link to download the new Affinity leaked onto Discord, so I went ahead and downloaded it, set it up. The link, I have it pinned in chat, so go ahead and check it out for yourself. If you can't follow, if you can't get it right now, you don't have access, you're at work or whatever, I have not done anything in the app yet. I downloaded it. You have to have an Affinity account to log in to set, or not Affinity, you have to have a Canva account to set it up. And I'm on the landing screen. So I'm gonna switch screens. We're gonna get to this. Let me put on my AirPods real quick and so I can hear what's going on, because they've got like an intro video, like when you start a new video game or something. Wow, that's really annoying. I didn't realize that the desktop audio was going. I'm not sure why I can hear myself in repeat. Can someone tell me in chat if you guys can hear it in repeat too? I think it's okay. I must have two of them open. Oh, fuck, I do. Okay. Let me go ahead and start over. That was a huge mess. I had two different tabs of myself open. Affinity released. I'm going to switch to the thing. I'm going to switch to the new Affinity. We'll talk about it when we get there. Okay, design AZM, thanks. Let me switch to the screen cap. So this is the new Affinity, apparently. I have all three of the other Affinities open, just in case there was something we could do. This is the new one. The link is in the chat, but I haven't done anything yet. All I did was log in with my Canva account. So you do have to have a Canva account. Let me go ahead and pull up the website for you. So it's Studio. Let me pop this out so I can have chat over here still. It's Studio, affinity.studio/download. They've got it for Mac, they've got it for Windows, and apparently iPad is coming soon. Is it free? Yes, it's really free. Let's go ahead and zoom in. We'll look at this for a second. So it's free now. I guess that's why, I mean, that was kind of a big speculation as to why they weren't letting anybody purchase it for the last month. So it is free. It says it'll also receive free updates, new features, improvements. This is the thing. There's Canva AI Studio. So you have to have Canva Premium to get access to the AI stuff. Let's go ahead and just jump into the app, and then we'll come back to all of these details and figure out what's actually going on. I just want to see what this is. I don't even know. I'm trying to zoom in right now, and it's zooming the button. Let's just go ahead and click it, and we'll see. Let me turn on the desktop audio, and hopefully this will be loud enough for you guys. Oh, it's literally a YouTube link. All right. Let's just go to YouTube then. Let's just go to YouTube. They put a YouTube link in the middle of that. All right, let me go ahead and put this in chat too, just in case you guys want it. 30 seconds. Okay. Get face cam off. I'm going to replay that one more time. I'm going to replay it one more time. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Well, that's something, I guess. So the video's unlisted, but if you have the app, then you can see this unlisted video. This was actually posted 8 days ago. Crazy. I wonder if it was private or if it's been unlisted this whole time, and like you could have seen it if you had the link. Let's switch back to Affinity though. Get my face off of here. We'll go back to the screen cap. So that's just what this is. Let's see. Before you start, make a choice about your data. No, I'm not going to share my data. Learn the essentials in under a minute. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Watch a bite-sized tutorial to learn all the basics, like how to use studios, manage layers, and export your work, or start creating right away. Right off the bat, I mean, this is interesting, like that it is a unified app. My concern is that this is going to be like a watered down version. Let's hope not. Have any of you guys tested this out yet? Let's go ahead and watch the tutorial. Oh, so it's not really a tutorial. Like you could download these and do stuff just like before. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's go look at the notes real quick and we'll see what the notes, like what it actually says. Because these look like, you know, basic ass things like live adjustments, filters, text, vector trace. They do have that. We'll have to check that out. Yeah, it doesn't look like these learn things, whatever that thing was, where it was like, you want to do a quick tour. It doesn't look like it's anything too useful. Oh, it's giving us like a little thing here. Can we watch this on YouTube too? You can't even max it out or anything. Can we make this big? Dude, what is this? You can't max it out. You can't watch it any bigger than this tiny thing. Oh, I get they're just walking you through this. Okay, I guess we'll try to do this little intro real quick. I don't know, it's really slow though, huh? Let's just get out of this part. Let's go look at the details real quick, and then we'll fumble our way through the app. But you can see right now, if we click on them, you've got vector, pixel, and then layout, which would be like the publisher version. I'm really interested to see like what features are gone. If they really unified this in like a good way, that would be pretty cool. It'll be interesting to see. And then you got Canva AI, which you have to have a premium subscription to use. I don't know, they must be pretty confident in this if they're dropping it like the day that Adobe Max is ending. It looks smooth, it's responsive. We can, oh, my shortcuts don't carry over. You can zoom in and out pretty easy. The canvas is smooth. You know, everything's pretty responsive. Let's go look at the website though, and we'll see what it says. So this is the link that's pinned for the download that we're going to look at right now. Let's just go ahead and actually read through it. I'm too excited, so I want to jump in, but let's just go ahead and read through it. We'll see what they say, and I'll try to be as objective as possible, but you'll probably end up hearing some subjective opinions along the way. So Affinity, is it really free? Yes, Affinity really is free. That doesn't mean you're getting a watered down version of the app though. You can use every tool in the Pixel, Vector, and Layout Studios, plus all of the customization and export features as much as you want with no restrictions or payment needed. The app will also receive free updates with new features and improvements added. If you're on a Canva Premium plan, Pro Business, Enterprise Education, you'll also be able to unlock Canva's powerful AI tools with Affinity via Canva AI Studio. I do wonder, like, why would anybody use Canva now? If you can get Affinity for free, like if you can have this app, I don't know, I guess Adobe still has Adobe and then they still have Adobe Express. But if I was someone that was like I have friends that I went to school with that are designers, like we all studied together and then they go and they're working at some place now that wants them to use Canva, they're using Canva. I can't imagine that they wouldn't switch to Affinity. Why would you keep using Canva if you can use Affinity, unless you're just not someone that has design skills? Let's go ahead and, let's go ahead and go back to the website. Do I need a Canva account to use Affinity? I already said this, but yes, Affinity is now brought to you by Canva, and your Canva account gives you access to Affinity and other Canva products and features. So I do have separate accounts for Canva and Affinity. When I can log into my, when I log into this, I have a Proton email for publisher right here. And then when I'm in this one right here, I don't know where I can see, if I can see my account anywhere. But I have my Jectives email for this one, because that's what I have for Canva. Because I'm literally just signed up for Canva just to have access to it. I do want to keep an eye on the Canva keynote. It doesn't start for another half an hour, so I think we're okay. But if it does, if something starts and something's going on, go ahead and let me know with the Canva thing, because I do want to keep an eye on it, because they'll probably walk through, with more knowledge than I'm going to. But right now we're just looking at what's available to us, which is apparently a full-featured app. Let's go ahead and pull this back up. Do I need Canva Pro or other premium Canva plan to use Affinity? No, you can access all of Affinity's vector, layout, and pixel tools for free without a Canva subscription. If you'd like to unlock Canva AI tools within Affinity, however, you'll need a premium Canva plan. This is one of the things that people were speculating on. So you can see the Canva AI up here on the right, or up here, like on this right of this tab. I don't love that. I don't love having an app that has like an upgrade thing in it, I was like a religious Duolingo user until they put the AI stuff in it, because even though I was paying for whatever it used to be called, whatever the pro version of Duolingo is, they would nag you every day, like trying to get you to sign up for the AI thing. Hopefully that it's just going to be a little button in there. But even so, I don't like having a little button inside my app that I can't use. Granted, now this is free software, so if I want to go back to Publisher and just use this instead, like I can use this and not have any of that stuff in there. If you own the earlier versions of Affinity, you can still use them just fine. I don't know that you'll need to now that this is free, but we'll find out if there are some features missing. Hopefully not. What's new in the all-new Affinity? We did see that there's image trace. People have been asking for that forever, so we're definitely going to check out the image trace. I'm going to go ahead and read what this says. What's new in the all-new Affinity? This is a brand new product that gives... Sorry, I looked over at the chat. This is the brand new product that gives you advanced photo editing, graphic design, and page layout tools under one roof. It includes highly requested features such as image trace. There it is, EPUB. I did have a comment in a recent video, someone saying that like they wanted to use Affinity, but they couldn't do an EPUB. I think they were publishing like a comic or something like that. So they had to go back to InDesign. And I mentioned like, maybe you'll get good news on October 30th. There it is. Whoever left that comment. Mesh gradients, hatch fills. What's that? Like the dollar bill type, like hatching, like when you use sketch with a pencil. Live glitch filter. Okay. As well as customizable, as well as custom capabilities that allow you to rearrange panels, love that, and combine tools to build your own unique studios. Plus, I'll talk about that in a second. Plus, with a Canva premium plan, you can unlock incredibly powerful AI tools such as generative fill, generative expand, generative image vector, and more directly in Affinity. That last part kind of sucks, and I'll explain why. If you ever use Photoshop, okay. If you ever used Photoshop, you know that these things are something that existed for the last decade in Photoshop. Generative fill, generative expand, generative image vector. Yeah, all these things already existed there and it was included with it. Granted, this is free. So I guess that's the difference. They're just, that's going to be the thing they keep falling back on. Anything that they want you to pay for, they're going to say that this is free. But what sucks is that you have to pay a subscription plan to get something that's been in, other design software for, like I said, a decade, 10 years. But if you've been watching any of the Adobe, Mac stuff, you'll know that they're going all in on AI. So this isn't super surprising. Are AI features available? Yes, with a Canva premium plan, you can unlock them. Can I access AI tools without a Canva Pro or premium plan? No, no. So if you want generative fill, like Photoshop has had for the last 10 years, like Affinity Photo should have had all this time, no, you can't have it. You need to pay for it. And I think you probably need a monthly plan to do that. So that's pretty disappointing. iPad, Apple Silicon. I'll look for anybody that has it. It says Affinity is optimized for latest hardware, including Apple Silicon. iPad version's not out yet, but all three of the Affinity programs are available on iPad for free. So go to the App Store and you can just download all three of the version 2, and those are free. Will I be able to open and edit the files I made in V1 and V2 in the new Affinity app? Absolutely. The new desktop version of Affinity can open all files created in V2 and V1 apps. However, Affinity V1 and V2 cannot open files that are created and saved in the newer app. So basically, if you're going to open a file in this new Affinity, make sure you're saving, you're not like overwriting what you have. Make sure you're version controlling and saving like a V2, V3, whatever your structure is for saving things. Make sure you're saving as and not saving over. Is there a difference between Affinity app for Mac and Windows? I can't imagine there is. No. Can I install Affinity on multiple devices? Yeah, it's free now. So as long as you have a Canva account, you can put it wherever. Can I import Adobe files into Affinity? This is one thing people complained about, that it wasn't working. I never had a problem with it. They weren't perfect, but I never had a hard time opening up any Affinity file or Adobe files in any of my Affinity stuff. I switched over a year ago and I've been, I use them every day. I haven't had any problems, but I know there are features that are missing, so I'm sure some people did. They said, yes, it's easy to import PSDs, AIs, and IDMLs. I'm not sure what DWG is. Is that a Lightroom thing? And other files into Affinity with structure, layers, and creative intent preserved. One thing I did notice when I used to open up my old Illustrator files in Designer is they would be like in weird groups and stuff like that. If you've ever opened like an EPS in Affinity or Illustrator, you'll know that kind of weird stuff happens. Organizations, I don't know. I'm trying to burn through this so we can get into the app and start playing around. I just want to make sure there's nothing super important. I did see somewhere people were complaining that it was going to be training on you're training their AI with your stuff, and then someone else said it was false. You know how Discord goes. I'm going to try to say your name right. Mudunia says, I think it's more about integrating Affinity apps and Canva, especially the Canva AI tools. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. Can I work on the new Affinity desktop version, but then use V2 iPad versions on the go? No. Okay, so no, the new desktop versions of Affinity cannot open. They can open all the V2 stuff, but V2 cannot open the new Affinity. So if you are doing what I said, where like go get the ones for free, you can bring those into the new Affinity, but you won't be able to go back to your iPad with it if you're trying to go back and forth. So you could start in V2, you just can't go to V2 if you start on desktop. How can I re-download my previous Affinity purchases? Yeah, we know how to do that. Why is Affinity not available in China? I don't know that anybody here would care. Will Affinity get by Canva, Affinity by Canva, interesting, get free updates and new features? Yes, the new Affinity by Canva app will receive free updates and new features over time. Honestly, I'm not like super mad about this. I want to see what's going on first before like I make a decision. I'm trying to be as objective as possible. If there's something you guys want to see, let me know. I'm going to go look at the new features that they've got on here first. It's cool that it's all in one app. This reminds me, there are a lot of apps like this where they've got the different like studio versions or studio like areas. Like if you think about DaVinci or you think about Blender, they've got these different things. Affinity kind of had that, but they didn't have it to the extent that this new one does. So this is the app we're in. Vector, Pixel, Layout, Canva AI. I do not have a Canva premium plan, so I'm not going to be able to prompt anything. Let's just see if we can. Clown face, what should we do? Clown face, John Baskerville. Okay, so if you try to do something with Affinities or with Canva AI, you're going to get this pop up and it's going to say, upgrade your Canva plan to unlock AI tools and Affinity. Let's see how much it costs. Oh, I'm in Brazil right now. I'm American, but I'm living in Brazil right now. So the prices are probably going to be different. This says 35 Hey Ice, which is like $7. I'm not sure if it's adjusted for where people are living. So for right here, it says like $7. Oh, there's a one-time price. Oh no, it's like, what is this? Oh, you can use it for like 1 day or 1 week. They're really breaking it down, huh? I guess that makes sense. If you like had a project where you needed AI right now, but you don't want to pay for it all the time. Okay. So you can get a 30-day free trial. I guess we could do that. Monthly plan, no contract, annual plan installments. I don't think I have any actually payment account set up on Affinity. Maybe if we don't have to put in a credit card, I guess we could do it. Let me switch this to my other screen so that so that I don't accidentally show anything I shouldn't. No, they make you enter payment information. I don't think we're really going to look at, I'm not really going to look at the AI stuff today, so I guess that's all right. Yeah, so that's what you're going to have a pop-up. It looks like it's like $7 a month. But I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to know what to think because I'm a little overwhelmed about what's going on. Let's try out some of the new features and we'll see how it looks, I guess. Let's check and see what they said they were. We know we want to check image trace for sure. What are the new features? All new. Image trace, EPUB support, mesh gradients, hash fill, and live glitch filter. Okay. If there's something you guys want to see, let me know. I'm going to try out the image trace because I know that's the biggest one that people have wanted for a long time. Let me go ahead and see what pictures I have that I might be able to pull up real quick. And I'm on Windows, obviously, if you can't tell. I'm not sure how the experience is going to be on Mac, but I am on Windows. I think they should still have like a stock thing, right? Let's just open something new. Okay. I guess we could look at this for a second. They've got a bunch of defaults and stuff on here. I generally hide all this stuff, but it doesn't look like you really can. When you create a new document, it's going to be full screen now. And you can set up this stuff over here. I don't know. I had my own, because I had all my own presets. I had like 4K and stuff like that set up. Let's just open this 4K one here. So like I said, it seems pretty smooth in terms of like actually using the software. One thing that's interesting is, okay, so the panel over on the right does change. I wonder if we could, I just want to see what the panels look like. Most people are probably going to be using Designer rather than. Let's go ahead and look and see how the tools compare and see if anything's missing or if everything's actually still here. So I have mine set up a little weird, I know, on the left here. The white one is V2, the black one is the new Affinity by Canva. I'm just going to look at the tools for a second and see if they all look the same. Looks like the icons are a little bit different, but it does look like all of the tools are more or less the same on here. Some of them might look a little different because I probably have them swapped, like which one's on top and which one's not. Let's go ahead and look at photo real quick. I'm interested to see how photo is going to do because they've got these different personas up here. So I'm not sure how they're doing the pixel personas anymore. Like, how would you develop and like what would you do with like your, I know it's unrelated, but give the Quran a read. Okay. How would you do these different personas if you, let's just open something new here. I don't know how you would do the different personas in this one. Huh. Vector viewing mode, pixel viewing mode. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wasn't like a huge user of Affinity Photo, but I at least knew how to like open up my raw photos and then develop them in the develop persona. And I don't see how you could do that in here. I mean, I'm sure that you can. I just don't. It's not like super intuitive in terms of how to do it. View. I don't know. All right, let's just look at the tools though. All the tools look pretty much the same. They got rid of the color. I liked having the color on there. I know that it looks cheap. I know that it looks cheesy. Maybe it is the new persona. Maybe it is the new persona. Yeah, I mean, these are like the personas, I guess, but I'm just wondering, like if I was going to open up a raw image, let's just try it, I guess. I'll find a raw image real quick. Let me find a raw image and we'll see how it opens up. I know I have some somewhere. I just got to decide what I want to get. Cause like obviously raw, like if I'm taking the raw photos, they're probably of like, I don't know, my kid or something. I know this is very riveting, guys. I do wonder how this is going to work though. Cause like you had the liquefied persona, I feel in like the old photo, I don't feel like is super interesting or anything. But some of these other, I know what I'll pull up. I'll pull up some stuff from when I was in design school. These are going to be terrible, guys, but it'll be okay. Let me see. Graphic design, Las Vegas. See if I can find my photo class. Digital imaging, there it is. Wow, I can't wait to see how bad these are. Week 3 starting files. I don't even think this is, oh, this is Photoshop. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, people are probably going to bail if I'm trying to do this for too long. Let me try and do it on this screen so we can at least see what's going on. I know I do have some from a recent like photo shoot. Let me just see. Pictures. Curitiba. Okay, let's just pull up a family picture. Okay, I'm just going to drop in a CR2. So this is from a Canon. This is just a raw photo. I'm trying to drop this into the pixel persona. Let's see what happens. There it is. So it just drops it in. Let's go ahead and get rid of this real quick. So there is no import screen. Like you don't have to do anything. Look, the layer is literally just here as like a raw file. That's really interesting. I mean, you can't even do that in Photoshop. You have to take it through Camera Raw and then open it up. And then whenever you would open a raw document in a raw photo in Affinity Photo, you would have to open it up in the persona profile. 80% sure, right? Am I crazy? Could you always do this? I really thought you had to, okay, I guess I'm just dumb. I really thought you had to, oh, you opened this, I opened this in Designer. I am dumb. Let's close this. Yeah, so this opens up into this, and if you want to go to the other personas, you have to develop it first. So that's interesting that it just opens up in here now. Huh. But then I wonder how you could edit this. Maybe there is just no editing. Maybe you just literally work with the raw image right there now, and there's no, because there's nothing that's like popping up. Let's see how the layers are, adjustment layers and stuff like that. So you have all your normal adjustment layers, but you have LUTs. That's interesting. Was that always there? Yeah, all of these look pretty normal. Okay, let's go test out some stuff. Let's go ahead and, so now I've got this raw photo in here and we just got the raw photo in vector. Let's see how we can image trace this. Vector. This is gonna be a terrible image trace. There's way too much on here, but let's just try it anyway. It doesn't look like you can do it to this one. Did you already open the raw photo or you passed it on an already open file? No, I was completely closed. I'll do it again. So, just dropping like a raw photo in here. I'm literally just dragging and dropping this in. Oh, it even has my camera up there. Look. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Good call, design. Design AZM. Yeah, I'm dumb. I must have dropped it onto the already open file. That's interesting. So if you just open it, then you do have to develop it, and then you still have to do the same thing. Oh, well, we should have looked at that develop screen to see how what actually happens. Okay, so this is what the screen looks like. So they just pop you into it already. I wonder if there's any way to like get back to this persona. So it automatically puts you into the develop persona now. I don't see any like tabs or anything to open in like the persona. Because when you're in this one, you're stuck in the persona, right? They look pretty similar though. The new one does look clean. This UI, I mean, this UI looks super clean. I know I have the light version on over here. I guess I could switch it, but I think it's easier to know which one's which when it's light versus dark. It is interesting. All the icons and stuff look a lot cleaner. I guess if we turned the color off, maybe we could let's try to get them as close as possible. So this is a little more accurate. So I've got them set to mono. I've got them set to everything the same. The left side with me in it is V2. The one on the right with just my wife and daughter is the new one, Affinity by Canva. Yeah, I mean, it looks nice. It looks like it's going to do everything exactly the same. It looks like we might have a little more spacing on the icons, but it looks like maybe they just changed the order of them. Oh, they've got the blemish tool remover. I really, really hope that none of the tools that are in the side panel are like premium AI features that you have to like pay to use. I hope that you're not going to like accidentally click on something and then you can't even use it. Okay, let's try and do an image trace though. So let's develop this one. Go into vector. Default studio change to vector for developed raw photos. Okay, I'm gonna max this out. And we will try to trace this somehow. I don't know where the image trace would even be at. Pixel, vector, image trace. There it is. All right, moment of truth. So you got a little pop-up on here. It gives you an edge threshold, curve fitting tolerance. You can do a split view. Let's go ahead and do a split view on it. Apply. Did something happen? Did anything happen? And we have the preview side on the right side when you open a raw photo. Yeah, design. It seems good. I'm not, oh, look, here's the personas up at the top right. The top left. It might be kind of hard to see. I'm in vector right now, and it's got develop, liquify, and tone map. So it's got the same pixel stuff as before. So if you have I guess when you have a raw photo up, yeah, you have all of them right there. Huh. But this doesn't look image traced, does it? There's no way that that's image traced. Vector, image trace. Is it doing anything? I mean, it's not doing anything, right? Here's the side by side. Let's get a non-raw photo. Let's just get a different photo in here. Let's get something more simple. No. I don't know. Where can we get stock photos? Unsplash? I'm not sure if they still have stock photos in here or not. Let's go ahead and open a new one. Do the 4K again. Let's see if they have the stock photo panel. Window, table, vector, pixels, references, general, panels. Huh. I do like you can rearrange everything. I mean, you could do that before, but you know, in Adobe products, you can't really you can kind of move stuff, but you can't snap stuff. I don't know. My ideal UI is like the Blender UI, where you can literally do anything you want, change any panel into anything else. Oh, there's the stock. Oh, all right, the stock was already open. Okay, hold on. We got it this time. Pixel. Did I lose it? Stock. So stock is inside of layout. So we can still get stock photos for free. What should we get? Let's just get an orange, something easy. Well, let's do a pumpkin. Let's do a jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern. Got Halloween tomorrow. Let's grab a jack-o'-lantern. Try to get a simple one. Here we go. Okay, so stock photos, still really nice. Much better than Adobe because you don't have to pay for them. But let's do an image trace on this one and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, this is really cool. You've got the open stock URL button right there. So when you've got like a stock image in there, you can pop it open, make sure you're given the right credit and stuff like that. But let's go to vector, image trace. The assistant rasterized the layer you previously had selected because it was not a raster layer. I don't know how it's not though, right? I'm on, okay. So we're on the pixel layer. This is not intuitive. As someone who has been using design software for, I don't know, 15 years now, this is not intuitive as to what's going on. The image trace, there's no way that's still a pixel file. Like those are still pixels, look. That's not image traced. We're in the pixel panel. Should we let's go to the vector panel. Image trace, apply. I just must be so dumb. I mean, it should be more intuitive than this, right? Let's see if the manual's updated. Affinity. Oh, they're gonna be gone now, huh? They're not gonna be on here. We have to go to Canva to get it, maybe. Let's get the zoom out of this. Canva integrations. I guess we could go through these different things and look at, maybe that would help us a little bit more. Let's see, image trace. Image trace, okay. Okay, we'll do step by step here. How to image trace. Desktop app, select an open or placed image on the vector, select image trace. That's what we did, vector, image trace. And then it says, drag the edge threshold slider to change what is considered to be the edges in the image affecting the vector objects created. I mean, it's literally doing nothing though. I don't know what to do with that. Oh, look, the layer's not. Is it not working because it's a stock image now? Let me just get like a regular picture and we'll see what happens. I'm just gonna take a screenshot or something. This is crazy. Okay, we'll do these two little Christmas fingers. Copy image. Oh, we're crashing. We got our first Affinity crash. Wow. I'll be honest, I don't think I ever had an Affinity crash on any of the V2 apps. That's crazy. All right, we'll close it and start again. We're about, I don't know what, 40 minutes into it, and we got our first crash. Nice little splash screen. Yeah, they still have Pantone, it looks like, so they've got that one up on Adobe still. Man, I really don't know. Oh, look, there's like two different, I wonder if there's a way to like turn off this home screen. I don't usually like those things. I just want the app to open. I'll do what I want once I get in there. All right, let's copy this, make a new one from the clipboard. Okay, so we've got this one, stock image from here. Let's give a shout out real quick. This is from Unsplash, Natalia Blouth from Unsplash. Let's try the image trace for the third time. Oh, it looks like this is actually a premium one. They've got the Unsplash watermark on there. I forgot that they got bought by, what, Getty Images? They got bought and now it's not really as useful as it used to be. All right, we've got the image. It's a real layer. We're in vector. We're selecting the image. Vector, image trace. Success. We finally got it. I finally got it after all this time. Okay. So you got to be gotta have a real picture. You can't be using a stock photo, I guess. I don't know. There's probably some way to use a stock photo. I don't know how to do it right this second. I had the pixel layer selected. I was in the vector mode and then went to vector image trace and we finally got it. So edge threshold all the way down. Let's check this. Let's check the split view here like this. So the right is the real picture. Obviously the left is the image trace. That's with it all the way down. It looks like it's getting quite a bit of like this finger here. Like there's no reason for that finger to be showing up right there. I do like this split view though. This is really nice. Let's go to image trace like halfway for the edge threshold. It's kind of slow. But it's not awful. 100% there. Oh, actually it's not slow. Well, okay, I did it all the way to 0. We're waiting. Okay, now it finally got it. Go all the way to 100. Got it pretty quick. So image trace in like, what do they call it? They used to call it auto trace. I think they do call it image trace in Illustrator too. I might be wrong on that. You know, depending on the amount of colors and stuff like that. I don't see any way to choose the colors though. You know, like in Illustrator, you could choose. I'm not sure how it is in Inkscape, but in Illustrator, you could choose like if you wanted to use 1 color, 2 color, 12 colors. This one looks like it's just super simple. You can choose the edge threshold and you can choose the curve fitting tolerance, and that's it. I don't think this is what people were waiting for. And for whatever reason, it's pulling in the finger color on this star. This is not a super complex image. I know there was like a lot of complex, like the glitter and stuff like that, but to be pulling in the finger right here, let's try it all the way down and we'll try it all the way up. The edge threshold at 0%. Looks like that. You're still getting that finger in there. So this is the most possible detail that you could get with the image trace. And it's still pulling that finger color, that skin tone in there. It's a little disappointing. Like, I don't know how it is in Inkscape. Maybe it's even better in there, but I would not consider this anywhere near what Illustrator is capable of. And I haven't used Illustrator in a while. Inkscape is similar to this. So this is Design AZM. Inkscape is similar to this, but with 1 or 2 more options. Nothing at the Illustrator level. Okay, good to know. So I only have experience with Illustrator. I've opened up Inkscape, but like my experience with Inkscape was literally just like looking at it to see the UI and piecing out. I think I downloaded it on Linux, but I've never used it professionally. But I've used Illustrator professionally for a long time, and I've been using Affinity professionally for the last, I don't know, year and a half maybe. Whenever there was like the big like fake Adobe Exodus, some of us actually left. And I was one of those. I was one of those people that actually left. Not for any moral reason, really. Just more of like, do I need this? Can I do everything I want to do in Affinity? I don't love that they were purchased by Canva, you know, at like the exact same time that I made the switch. I don't love that there's this Canva AI button in here that now there's a button in my UI that I have no access to. Maybe I can turn it off. Probably not though, right? Okay, that's image trace. Not good in my opinion, but maybe you think that it is okay. If you're coming from Illustrator, this will not be a replacement. If you're like, image trace is the one thing that I needed to move away to Affinity, this is not it. This is not it. Look at the finger texture or the finger color that's going all the way up into these stars. There's no features. There's nothing you could choose. And we did choose kind of an image with a lot of texture on it, but it's a pretty simple image. There's, you know, you could have essentially get like 4 different colors out of this with the green, silver, gold, and skin tone. This shouldn't be a hard image to do an image trace on, and these results are pretty bad. Let's pull up the group though and see how it looks. Yeah, so you've got all the individual groups. The other thing that's frustrating about this, which I don't think it's a feature still, is that Illustrator had like a really easy recolor function. So you could like select this whole thing and then you could like just push one button and shift the color wheels and change the colors and stuff like that. It was incredibly convenient, and I literally used it every day. That's the biggest feature for me in Affinity that I miss, is that recolor feature. Making a mess. Okay, so let's see what the other features were supposed to be. Got so many things open now. Let's see. Are we missing the Keynote? Probably, huh? Yeah, it's going. Should we hop into that? I'm gonna keep an eye on it. They're not talking about anything Affinity right now, but it is getting started. I don't know. You guys can leave a comment if you want me to hop into this instead. Let's pull it up on the screen. Let's just pull it up and we'll see what they're saying for a second or two. All these people saying they're scared. They don't know yet, do they? They don't know.
Australia, Sydney, let them hear you. Today's broadcast promises to be an event like no other, where imagination takes center stage. So let's get this party started. To help us keep it moving and grooving throughout the show,
yeah,
put your hands together for our house band, Design Direction.
The link for the Canva event is in the description. If you don't want to watch me blab, you can go ahead and peace out and go to that.
And to kick things off, please welcome to the stage Canva's co-founders, Melanie Perkins, Cliff Obrecht, and Cameron Adams.
My guess is that they're not going to say anything about Affinity at the start. So we'll see what they say real quick, but we're probably going to piece out of this and go back to Affinity.
It actually feels like only yesterday that we were on a very similar stage at Canva Create in Los Angeles. And it was just 6 months ago that we actually launched Visual Suite 2.0, Canva Sheets, Canva AI, and Canva Code.
And you loved it all. In fact, since April, you've created another 6 billion new designs, taking the total number of designs created in Canva to over 40 billion. Do you know how many that is?
10 a second.
More than 10?
20.
It's 433.
That's funny. People in the chat here are asking if somebody wants to share their Affinity logins with them, because yeah, you have to have like the old V2 Affinity just to be able to get the old apps. If you didn't get them, you can't have them anymore.
We are going even bigger with our biggest product launch ever.
Our team here, all of you have been working incredibly hard on everything you're about to see. And we just want to have a huge thank you to every single person who brought this all to life.
Every year, our team receives over 1 million wishes
Let's do
from
this.
our community. And we absolutely love hearing your wishes for the future of Canva.
So much so that this month, we actually hit the road for our first ever Canva World Tour. We traveled from classrooms in the Philippines to startups in Spain to meet.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to talk about. It seems pretty boring, even more boring than me. So I'm going to stick here. We'll leave that. We'll just let this hang out. Let's make it, like the same size as me. We'll let this hang out over here. If they start doing something with Affinity, then we'll open it up and listen to what they say, because I'm sure there are features that are like available in Affinity that I'm not going to notice right away. And if they talk about them, then, that would be super easy. That would be easier to listen to them than it would be for me to stumble around trying to find what's going on. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll stay in this. So we figured out image trace. It's not good. I will note what they show for like the image trace thing is just this. They're showing like, oh, you've got a bad low res logo and you want to turn it into a high, like a vector. In that situation, literally just make the logo again. Don't try to image trace that. That's so dumb. The image trace that we saw here is really disappointing, but it is what it is. That's what we get, I guess. Let me pull up. I can't remember. I should make a list of all of the things that are going on. All of the new stuff. Affinity.studio. I could use the link that I pinned. That'd be a lot easier, huh? Affinity.studio. Does it open? There it goes. So if you're new here, I typically do like typography news. So I'm stumbling around right now because I don't do these live type of things too often. What I typically do is I gather up all the typography news from the week and then I report on it on Sundays. So today we're doing this because I am an Affinity user. I've been watching the Adobe Max stuff. I'm going to be reporting on that on Sunday. But right now we're just looking at some of the new features that are in this all new Affinity. There's not really a good way to check the EPUB support. I don't know, unless we're going to write a book real quick. I guess we could check to like confirm that it actually exists. Let's see if they have the learn thing still. Where was that? Learning portal. Learn. Embedded document editing. Layers, exporting. I don't know, I guess we could check the exporting stuff. This is literally just like a mock-up, right? Yeah, they're going to teach you how to put that in there.
Someone had to imagine the internet, that women could
looking for this real quick.
That a better world could exist at all. We believe this next era will be defined not by how much we know, but by how boldly we dream and what we choose to create together. This is our moment to step into a new era.
These people really exaggerate, huh?
Unrealistic.
Yeah, anyone that does these stage presentations, they really exaggerate what they're doing in the world, I think. Okay, so mesh gradients. Let's check out a mesh gradient. Let's open up a 4K if we can find one. There it is. Oh, we're in the pixel persona. So I wonder if the keyboard shortcuts are going to be, the keyboard shortcuts are different because marquee still makes a marquee. If you're in like Photoshop and photo and you were going to make a marquee with M, it makes a marquee in vector now too. That's useful in the sense of like, I get why they're doing that. That's useful in the sense of like having the same keyboard shortcuts everywhere, but all of my keyboard shortcuts are going to be different now. Okay, let's try to do this gradient thing. Let's just open up the thumbnail. I'm gonna have to drop it in here. I don't even know. Okay. Let's open up the thumbnail from today and we'll try and throw a gradient on it real quick. Opening legacy document. Okay, so here's a good lesson, I guess. This is what we're talking about Canva AI. This is what's going to happen if you try to open something from V2. It's going to say opening legacy document. This was created in an old version of Affinity. Editing it will make it unusable in the older version. Use save as to preserve the original file. Yeah, so you can turn off that warning. I would leave it on just so you can remind yourself. Oh, I've already got it open. Whoops. Let's try again. Yeah, so like I said, I would do like the save as. So let's just do that immediately. I don't even know what I would call this. I'm just going to put it by Canva real quick. Oh, look, it's just a .af file now. So instead of AF photo, AF pub, AF design, it's just .af and then .af template. That's interesting. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. You wouldn't have like different files. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Keynote over here on my other screen so that I can make this as big as possible. Yeah, I'm assuming if you guys want to watch the Keynote, you'll just go watch the Keynote. I'm going to keep it over here. And if they start talking about Affinity, I'll pull it up on the screen so we can watch it together. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and try to go through some of these new features that they're talking about on here. Mesh gradient. Let's see if we can figure this out. I've got this green rectangle here. All my keyboard shortcuts are wrong. Like I said, can't even zoom in with the wheel. Let me at least try to change that one real quick. This looks clean. Zoom. Mouse wheel zoom. Yes, please. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Let's try and figure out this gradient. So, I mean, I'm assuming we can just do like a G for gradient, right? So there's our typical gradient. Do we get any kind of pop-up or anything? Pigment blend? What's that? Pigment bin must be for like brushes and stuff. Oh, there's the hatch pattern that we saw earlier. Oh, so the hatch pattern is literally just a pattern? I thought it was going to be like an image trace, but like look like a dollar bill or something. I don't know what this is. We're going to end up messing everything up. Oh no. Delete. Let's go back to the gradient. Oh, now we're on the words. That's okay. We'll do the words instead. I am going to pull this up and look for a tutorial real quick. I'm going to look up on the Affinity website. We've got the image trace right here. Let's see if we can find how to do this. What is this? Mesh gradient. Mesh gradient. I appreciate the 12 of you that are here watching. I'm not sure if I'm showing you what you want to see. So if there's something specific you want to know, if you want me to test out, let me know. I'm just going through the new features that they listed. The first one was image trace. Terrible. Didn't check out the EPUB, but I trust that you can export it as that. I'm sure that someone who does EPUBs every day would be more useful than me at talking about that. But we've got mesh gradients we're going to try to do here. Ooh, look at that. Working with mesh gradients. Mesh gradients let you create a highly customizable 360-degree blend of colors with a color stop in mesh selected. All right, let's just skip to how to do it. Go to the fill tool. Let's reset this whole thing. Can you revert, or do you just have to undo everything? Okay, but we're back to normal. Does it keep? I don't like this. So I always have my layers on the left because I'm used to working in this layout. So like the fact that I'm sure some people will like this, but like I don't want my layer panel on two different spots on the screen. I want it always in the same spot. Let me just do this real quick. Boom. Now we have layers, layers, layers. Much better. Okay, let's try to get this gradient mesh going. It says, select the fill tool. I guess we have to be in vector, right? It doesn't say which profile to be in. Okay. Select the fill tool. Do you see a fill tool? There it is. Yeah, now we've got all these panels. Now we've got too many panels going on. Can we hide everything? Select the fill tool. What does it say next? Set the context to stroke or fill as needed. We've already got it on fill. Select type to mesh. Type. Mesh. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's very, yeah, that's cool. That's easy. Add a color. Not bad. Let's make this big now that we know how to do it. So yeah, we've just got this mesh on here. And just like if you've ever worked with the Bezier curves, you can just pop a new one on there by clicking the curve. You can drag it around. You can adjust. You basically got like this cross Bezier that you're doing. So you've got the mesh. Typically, you know, you're working with one Bezier at a time. You've got these little crosses each time you click on one. And then you can expand. Oh, put two of them too close together there. And then you can use these little Bezier curves, the little handles, to change how big it is. Let's just make some crazy colors on here so that it's like really easy to see what's going on. And then it looks like all of these on the outside. I wonder if we can select multiple at once. Okay, so you have to stay in that. Let's see if you can do it with, no, you have to stay in gradient mode. So you have to keep your G going, but can we select multiple? I don't think you can select multiple. Can you draw a box? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Okay, so you can draw a box around them to select multiple. I don't maybe you can control click to do multiple. Control click, control tick. No, it's letting go of them if you control. Oh, control shift. Control shift is going to click on all of them, so you can go through and click, or you can marquee as well. Let's try and eyedrop this blue. Is it going to let us? No. Okay, well, that looks insane, but that's pretty cool in terms of a feature. It works really well. It's very responsive. We did have that one crash earlier. The one thing I will say is that this is like super sensitive. I have my mouse set on 700 DPI, but if you accidentally grab one of these in the wrong place, it just zips across the screen. Gradient mesh, I would say success. That seems much more, wow, that's actually really good. Adobe does a thing, if any of you are familiar with Adobe, Adobe does a thing where like they have different points and you can like put the points on there, and it's kind of like circles that you can make bigger and smaller, at least how this was a year ago. Maybe they've changed it to where there's like a mesh like this. But this gradient mesh is crazy. Yeah, go download this. It's free, guys. Go download this. You don't have to watch me do it unless you're at work. Then go ahead and watch me. I appreciate the views. But yeah, this is really, wow. I'm surprised at how well this works, because after dealing with the image trace a second ago, I would consider that to be like an absolute failure. Like a feature that people have been asking for since the dawn of Affinity Designer. Since, when was that? Like 2012, 2013? Since the beginning of, maybe it's not that long. Since the beginning of Affinity Designer, people have been asking for that image trace, and it was awful. This gradient mesh, excellent. The colors are so smooth too. Look at that. There's like no banding at all. Teeny tiny amount. But when you get into these colors that are pretty close to each other, there is no banding. Wow. Yeah, that's really cool. Too bad gradients aren't like as popular as they used to be. Gradients used to be, not that the gradients are not like useful, but their gradients had a moment back in the day. Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe like iPhone, iOS, I don't know. One of those ones, whenever Apple started using gradients and then Instagram switched their logo to a gradient, people were all on gradients. This would have been so useful back then, but it looks really nice right now. And I'm sure there are more practical use of it than just like this giant ugly rainbow of puke. But I'm really impressed with that. So thumbs up for the gradient mesh, thumbs down for the image trace. Let's see what else we can test out. Hatch fills. So we did see the hatch fill on here. I just honestly don't know what that is. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can figure out how to do the hatch fill. One thing I will say, so far, and I think this is probably a Canva thing, because Canva is much more about beginners. For me, the Affinity manuals previously, oh, that's the typography. The Affinity manuals previously were pretty bad. I don't know how many of you are actually, like big Affinity users, but let's say that I wanted to search like for gradient in the old manual. You'd get this, you get gradient tool, gradient overlay. Okay, so you go here and it's just like this. There's no images, there's nothing, did we have images in here? Yeah, we have images here, okay. But a lot of times I'd go look at the manual and then I'd still be lost as to what's going on. So far, 2 new features, no idea how to use them, no idea where to find them. And we figured it out by using the manual. So I would say affinity.studio/help. So far, this has been very useful. Let's see what this hatch one is. Hatch fills. So if one of you guys know like really what this is useful for, let me know. I don't know. I guess I don't use patterns in this way, but let's see how it works. Let's try and change the full background here. So just as a side note, this file right here, this is from Affinity Publisher. I know it looks crazy right now. This is from Affinity Publisher 2.65. So previously, if you opened this up in Designer, or if you opened this up in Photo, it would be like a pretty big mess. Right now, we're flipping through these super easy. It's got all of my pixel layers over here. It's got all of my layers just like it would in layout. The only difference is that like you have your pages here and then go over the layers. Then we have the layers here. So if we go layers, 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 like the layers literally don't change. That might seem so stupid if you're not used to like using Publisher, or if it's not like a big thing for you. But I use Publisher to make all of my, the presentations and stuff that I do for the news, and then I use it to make the thumbnails. Just because when you're dealing with typography, Publisher is much better at that than the other two versions or the other two programs. But this is incredibly nice. I don't have 3 icons down here like this where I've got Publisher, Photo, Designer. We've just got one app open. Let me see if we have a light mode. I know you guys probably don't like light modes. I love the light mode during the day, dark mode at night. Let's see if we got an auto change. That would actually be ideal. The ideal scenario would be to have like an auto change like every other app in the world. Background, art background, UI brightness, UI contrast. Oh, it looks like it's a dark mode only app. Interesting. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. RIP light mode users. RIP, if you have astigmatism, let's see if we can do light mode. Wow, yeah, so the UI. Am I missing something? UI brightness? No, that makes it really dark. You can get like a gray color. I kind of like the gray, that's kind of cool. Let's go to default. So we're looking at the default app. Yeah, it's a little disappointing for me. I do, because you can see I do like the light mode apps. During the day, like I said, and then at night I switch over. But I've got a window back here that's really, really bright. I like to have a nice light app open. Anyway, so no light mode. That's something. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so no light mode. Let's figure out this hatch thing. The reason I mentioned that this was created in Affinity Publisher is because this background on here is part of the master. So I'm wondering how that would operate. Like if I'm in vector right now, how I could get into that. Looks like I go into the master object and then I can change it from there. Let's try. Oh, are we still in gradient mode? Let's just bring this up to the top real quick. So it does look like you're going to have a problem. I can go into layout and change this so it's not like a huge problem. But if you create like a master, this might be a good thing actually, so you can't mess it up. I have a master. It deleted my master, didn't it? Huh. So I don't know where that background is. I don't know if you can tell. This is like a mint color. It's not a white color. But it looks like there's no way for me to like edit that actual background. Let me reset this whole file because this is like a super hot mess right now. I do really like that gradient mesh. I wonder if we can reset the UI too. Open recent. Let's open this Canva one. Yeah, that gradient mesh was really, really cool. I'm going to play around with that a ton. I want to see though, pages. So my master background's not there from V2, but it is on the screen. The color is there is what I'm saying. See that mint color in the background? The color's there, but I have no way to access it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. We're good. I'm going to select this and then I'm going to switch layers because I want to see. Oh, it's still there. Okay. I'm just blind. There's the rectangle right there. But since we've already switched out of that, let's just go ahead and change this. We'll just change this one here. I wonder if we can lock all these at once. Does somebody know the shortcut to lock every other layer except the one that you're on? Let's see. Control L is lock, right? Nope, that's levels now. That's going to be a problem with the keyboard shortcuts being all matching throughout the whole thing is great for consistency, but it's going to be bad like learning all of these new shortcuts. Just go ahead and see if we can select all these and lock them. Lock, lock, boom. Okay. Let's just play around with this rectangle here and we'll try to do the hatch thing. Okay, I'm going to pull up let's get rid of those. I'm going to pull up the tutorial right here so we can play around with this a little bit. I've never used hatch patterns. I have no idea why somebody would, but it's a feature. It's a new feature, so let's figure out how to do it. Common use of hatch patterns include adding shading and texture to illustrations. Okay. And indicating building materials and CAD documents. I wonder if there's anybody doing like building material CAD documents in Affinity. That would be interesting. I feel like there's much better software to use, but I might be mistaken. It also has a built-in hatch pattern editor, which you can use to add and remove lines and control each line's position, angle, and line style. Hatch patterns can be imported from AutoCAD. Oh, that's interesting. So it does really seem like this is something from like CAD that if they can handle these imports. Let's just figure out how to try to do it. So you go to the fill tool again. Fill tool, boom. Select our green rectangle here. Then we go to type, we select hatch. So they've got a bunch of different fills on here. I'll just read them out. Solid, linear. So these are like going to be some gradient ones. Solid, linear, that would be gradient. Elliptical, gradient. Radial, gradient. Conical, gradient. Mesh, the new gradient that we just looked at. They also have bitmap and hatch. I don't know if bitmap is already on there. I'm not going to lie. I never really used the fill tool. But okay. I would just switch to like the gradient tool if I needed it. And then I would just change the colors with the color picker. Set context to stroke or fill as needed. I don't have an option. It's just one color there. On the editor, do any of the following to add a line pattern. Click add line. Oh man, I don't know if this is going to be something I can do. I don't know if this is something I can do on stream. I don't understand what this is at all. Yeah, I really don't know. This is what it's supposed to look like, the hatch pattern, and then apparently you can change the patterns and stuff. I don't think this is something I'm going to do on stream just because I don't know how to do this at all, and I don't know the use case, so it's very difficult for me to like try and figure it out. Love the gradient mesh though. This one, no way to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down because I just don't have any concept as to what the use case or like how to use this at all. I apologize for wasting your time. Let's see what the other new ones are. Live glitch feature. Okay. Let's figure out the live glitch feature real quick. I'm assuming this is going to be like a photo thing. Let's close all these the old apps. If you are familiar with Affinity, you're probably already familiar with all these old apps. And the new one, like we looked at it right at the top of the show, all of the UI and stuff like that is incredibly similar. The only difference is there's no light mode. Everything's a little more rounded. There's no colored. Let's see if we can change that. There's no colored icons or UI. User interface. No, there's no colored UI anymore. I think after this, we're going to look at the typography. I don't know why that's not the first thing that I looked at. Let's look at this live glitch filter, whatever this is going to be, and then we'll try to figure out. We'll take a look at the typography stuff. So let's see. Live glitch. Oh, so it's just a layer mask that they're going to put. That can be like a live glitch. Do you guys use this? What would a glitch filter even be used for? I mean, just to add a glitch, but like in an image. Oh, I'm spelling glitch wrong. I'm spelling it like glyphs. Glitch. Oh, look at that. That's actually kind of cool. Huh. And so it's a live filter, so you're going to be able to play around with that. Interesting. I think we need to get like a real photo in here, not just my thumbnail. What's going on here? Okay, let's figure out how to do this. That looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and open up one of these. Actually, just leave that open. Let's open up one of these. I mean, this really is like, I'm just doing this right now, but like, it really is super convenient to just be able to be like, oh, let's open up this, not open up a whole other app, not have to go from, typically this is in my publisher. It's really convenient to be like, oh, let's open up a photo right now. And I know that there was the photo persona, but it was like a scaled down version of Affinity Photo inside of Publisher. But if I go to Open Recent, I can just open up this raw photo that we had before. Go ahead and develop that. Let's see, this is all out of focus and stuff, so maybe the glitch filter will help it. Let's see what it says. About the glitch filter, this filter can be applied as destructive or non-destructive live filter. I'm going to go ahead and just pause the Affinity, or not the Affinity, the entire live stream of Canva, because let me just show you what's going on right now. Just absolute nonsense. These people are losing their minds over Canva features. Technically, there was already an all-in app Affinity with Publisher. I don't disagree. If that's what you're referring to, but I don't know that, with Publisher, you're not wrong. And we can open it real quick and show what you're talking about. You're not wrong. But I do think there was some weird stuff that would happen if you opened things in one app and then moved them to another app. So we could go, let's just open the thumbnail again. So we could go from Publisher to Designer and then get the Designer tools on here. We could go to Photo and get some of these tools here. But it wasn't, in my experience, maybe you disagree, Design AZM. Do you think that this was like, if you were in this, would you just open Publisher to like edit a photo? Or would you always open Photos to edit a photo and then do like your layouts and stuff in Publisher? Because I might do like a quick tweak, like say that let's open that up again. Say that I had this and then I was like, I really want to swap out like my logo real quick or something, or I want to edit this. Can I even get to my layers? What's going on here? Like if I wanted to edit my logo right here, this little eyeball, I don't know why is it just set on the background? I think I messed up my document by opening it. It said that it wasn't going to, I saved as, but I think it messed up my document by opening it. Let me open up another recent one. Yeah, look. I would be very hesitant. I think they just make the all-in-one more official. Yeah, for sure. And then they added a little Canva AI button on there. But I don't think that you can do everything in everything in here that you could before, right? Like if I was in the photo version of it, can you do everything that you already could? That would be interesting. I didn't realize that you could do like everything. So I'd go in here and maybe I'd like edit an SVG or like an Illustrator and edit InDesign. Oh my goodness. A design file like this little logo. Obviously I didn't make him in Publisher. I made him in Designer. So I might switch to Design Persona real quick, swap something out. But I don't know. I never was in Publisher and I was like, oh, let me open up this photo real quick so I can like edit a photo. I would open up the photo app. Yeah, I do agree that I don't know what they're doing on Canva right now. This is the Canva presentation, so nothing about Affinity. Everyone on here is screaming like, give us Affinity, give us Affinity. I guess they didn't get the memo that you can go to the link that I have pinned up there, Affinity Studio. You guys can get it for free right now with your Canva account. Everyone in the Canva chat is going crazy for Affinity, even though you can get it and play around with it right now for free. But let's try out this glitch filter real quick. So about the glitch filter, it says this filter can be applied destructive or non-destructive. Live filter, great, that's how it should be. For filter methods that use channel ordering, the in dialog numbers of the channel sets represent the channel mix from the order, blah, blah, blah. For negative glitch strikes, the result is an inverted mixture. Okay. Desktop app, go to the layers panel, clicking live filters. Got it. All right, we're in Pixel. Go to the layer map. Where are my layers at? Live filter. Whoa, look at all those. I rarely used photos. So if you guys see me say something dumb about the pixel persona on here, it's because I didn't really use the photo app that much. It couldn't do what I wanted it to do like I used to do in Photoshop. So I rarely opened it. Design AZM says, on the keynote, I think they'll talk about Affinity at the end. There's 9 new Canva stuff now. Okay, keep me updated, please. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that it's the thing that most people are worried about, probably. So I'm glad that you're keeping us informed, Design. Let's try out this glitch filter. Glitch, boom. Okay, so live glitch, you can preserve the alpha. We'll test out what that does. Let's check the settings. So there's a method on here, quite a few methods on here for different glitches. I guess we'll test all those out as much as we can. There is a strength slider, there's a channel ordering, and then there is number of channels. So if we take this down, it's probably just gonna change. Do we get a live preview or not? Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, maybe it's. The filter's on there. Oh, there it goes. Okay, you got to turn the glitch on a little bit. Okay, let's just read what these things are. Aberration, distortion, simulates the wavelengths of light being displaced. Fringing, chromatic aberration. Drag on the document viewer to set the settings. Aberration offset, this simulates. Gosh, this is so technical. Simulates chromatic aberration, fringing based on a simple XY offset. Drag on the document view to set the XY offset. Shred splits the, oh, okay, so these are all the different ones. Okay, so there's different methods. Let's hop through some of these. We'll set it to 50% and then we'll just go through them. Boom. I mean, that's pretty cool. You know, I think to some extent, oh, you can even go negative, so then you'd have to zoom in. So you're getting like a convex, concave thing going on here. That's pretty cool. I think a lot of these are kind of gimmicky, but there might be times probably you wouldn't do it like so much. This picture's already out of focus, but like if you wanted to do it like a little bit to get like a little bit of that separation and give you like the old VCR look, that kind of makes sense to me. Doing this crazy thing like this, that's kind of gimmicky. There would be like a tiny amount of use cases where you can do that. Can you do negative percentage so you can correct? I think there's already a way to do that, but yeah, you can do negative. So there's like the strength starts at 0. And then you can take it negative like this. And so it would move it in, and then this one would move it out. So yeah, you can go 100% negative and it's going to give you, you know, it's going to, do the exact opposite. But then you can add the chromatic aberration going with the positive. TJ. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I didn't even think about that being like an actual thing to fix it, because I would think to like fix that in like when you're bringing it in, but I guess I've never had a lot of chromatic aberration before. But yeah, you can go do the negative and you can do the positive. That's a good, very excellent point. Beyond just, you know, my brain was like, oh, you're going to use this for, you know, something silly. But yeah, that's actually a practical use for it. So there is a distortion one, and then there's an offset one. So this one is, oh, so this one here, so this one's probably even more useful if you were going to fix it. So you can do horizontal strength, positive and negative, and then you can do vertical strength, positive and negative. So like you could really fine tune this with the aberration offset. So distortion is just going to make it like bigger and smaller with the negative, negative, positive. And then the offset is going to let you like really fine tune it horizontally and vertically. And then you've got these channels as well. So you could just take it down to 2 channels if you wanted, 3 channels. And then you can also change the, or 1 channel. And then you can also change the channel ordering if you wanted to. So that's pretty cool. TJ says, apologies if you already covered this. How's the vector brush in Designer now? Are we able to finally expand the brush? Because before it wasn't truly vector. Let's find out, because I'm really interested in that too. We'll come back to the glitch afterwards. I have not covered that for the record. I didn't cover that yet, but I am interested. I didn't even realize there was, because I was just going off of what they've been talking about, what they mentioned in theirs, but let's try the brush out. So yeah, I know what TJ is talking about is the brush filter before, or the brush in vector sucked. If you were coming from Illustrator, because it wasn't a real vector brush. It was like a bitmap image or a pixelated image stretched out over a vector curve. So you could change the vector on it. I guess we could open it up in Designer if people really cared. But suffice to say, it wasn't a true vector brush like you get with Illustrator. So let's just pick a brush here. And then, so you can do everything you could before. If we zoom in though, it's still looking pixelated. Is there some way to expand it? Point transform, node tool. I don't know, TJ. It's not looking too helpful or too, let's see, are there different brush, are there different types of brushes maybe? Oh, it's just a knife pencil. Path brush, pencil tool, path brush. Oh, is this it? So I think it's the same as before. Did they say they were giving us a new one? I don't see any way to expand this. You can rasterize it, which you could already do. Let's check the notes and we'll see real quick. Let's see. Vector brush. So they're calling it the path brush. Path brush tool. It says used to create hand-painted look. As you paint, nodes are created like before, but like you can see the nodes on here, but those are pixels. I don't know that they gave us a true vector brush. I don't think they did, TJ. Can you, oh. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how useful it would be, but yeah, maybe. Let's see. So you're talking about doing like the image trace? Let's try. So if we had this little fake Nike swoosh here, let's go vector. We're on the right layer, right? We got the curve. Let's just go ahead and delete this one so we're not. Okay, so we've got this little curve here. Not the most impressive thing, but it'll do for what we're doing here. Got the curve selected, vector, image trace. Yikes. Okay, so it says the assistant rasterized a layer you had previously selected because it was not a raster layer. Okay. I don't know. First of all, I'm not sure why it created an entire square around this that wasn't even the color of the background, because the color of the background was white. I mean, we didn't have like a background on there. You guys saw that, right? So I think image trace is still, here's our split screen before and after. I don't think this is what anybody would expect to happen right there. I don't know. I can't believe that it can't even do this, right? Let's reset these to like 50-50. 50-50. And that's what it does. Let's switch to the other one so you can see both at once. That's what it does right there. Like the 50-50 image trace for 50% edge threshold, 50% curve fitting tolerance. If you jump them up to 100, you get a completely gray screen. TJ. Yeah, I would be interested to know too. But yeah, this image trace is terrible, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't see this as being vector, unfortunately. The brush, paintbrush, path brush. Path brushes. Maybe there's, let's see if there's like actually a vector one on here. Stretch, repeat. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the same thing, man, which is pretty disappointing because vector brushes are obviously like a staple of any vector program. I mean, yeah, basically any vector program. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they made this pixel-based vector, like just having the pixels follow along the path. It's pretty crazy. Let's go play around with this glitch a little more, though. Not good. Maybe with a future updated version. Yeah, design TJ. Yeah, not great. Yeah, I would have liked to see that for sure. Okay, let's see what other glitches we can do here. So just like before, you can click on the live filter over there. Not with preserve. Oh, preserve alpha is just going to keep it so that it keeps your the full frame. Let's test out some of these other ones though. I'm interested to see what they. Yeah, some of these are kind of silly. Shred, blast. Whoa, look at that. Let's turn down the strength a little bit. I don't know. Like I could imagine in like video this being much more useful. I don't know how useful this is going to be for people with like a still image though. Right? Like these just seem like the old Photoshop like filters that it's kind of like, who cares? They're there, you know, you play around with it when you don't really know how to use Photoshop, but TJ had the good point about the about fixing the chromatic aberration. Maybe there's a way I can make, TJ saying this, maybe I can make my own vector brushes stroke effects. I've got a lot of poking to do later. Yeah, for sure. If you figure it out, leave a comment for me later so that I can try to figure it out as well, or if you can point me in the right direction. Yeah, these filters, I think we're kind of getting the idea of what this is. Silly. Ooh, the waves are kind of cool. As I say, silly stuff. They are silly. These are silly. Aside from that chromatic aberration, like being able to fix it and stuff like that. There's some cool stuff on here I could see like kind of being useful. And probably you would just tone all of this like way down. You wouldn't keep it super strong like I'm doing right now to demonstrate it. So there's probably some creative stuff you can do there. And the fact that it is just a live filter that you can turn on and off is, you know, always going to be useful. Let's see if we can figure out anything to do with the typography, since that's what this channel really is. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if anything with the typography is different. I typically have open like 3 different typography panels. So they've got under the text. So the window thing is different now for sure. They've got this different sort of list here because you can set up these, what they're calling studios. Let me see if you can. Oh, okay. This is kind of a game changer. You can turn off the Canva UI button completely. We should have checked this right from the start. Vector, pixel, here's all of like the built-in studios, and then you can create your own as well. Vector, pixel, layout, that would be like our typical designer photo publisher. Slice, so slice would be like the one from what you used to get from designer. Canva AI, turn that off immediately. Retouching, color grading, and compositing. And then typography. Beautiful. Let's check out this typography one. Bubbly says, the silly stuff is definitely for the younger crowd who will be using this to make Fortnite thumbnails and the sort, not for people who use this on a daily basis for more regular design work. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, let's see how the OpenType features are looking. Awesome. Okay. This is actually kind of huge. People that, you know, anybody that's stumbling upon this, like if my wife saw this live stream right now, she'd be like, you guys are fucking nerds. But an entire typography studio already set up. You know, you can set up your own, you can set up your panels and stuff, but this looks like it's got everything already on here. So if you click the 3 dots next to where the Canva AI thing was, you could turn that off, and then you can turn on all of the different personas that we used to be able to have. They've got some different names, but yeah, all of the personas we already had are back. You can just turn them on and off, and then you can actually make your own studios, name them however you want. So that's awesome. That's really, really cool. I'm really happy to see that. Okay, so let's check out the typography one. Let's see. So I've got this is just Roboto right here. I think, let's see what we've got. This was created in version 2.65 of Affinity. Like I said before, this was created in Publisher. Go ahead and close this other one. We did have one crash earlier. We were messing with the stock photos, and then we were going to do a filter on it, and it crashed. So if you're just joining, but yeah, so we've got a paragraph panel on the left. Obviously, you can move these anywhere you want, but I'm going to keep them where they have them right now. Let's see if we can reset this. Reset typography. Yes. Okay, so we've got paragraph panel on the left with all of your stuff there. Man, this is so nice to have all of this spaced out like this and to not like have to have it jammed into your side panel there. I love this. Paragraph panel, character panel, decorations, position and transform. So that's all this stuff is typical. Optical alignment. Let's see if they changed the optical alignment. No, okay, so the optical alignment's still manual. I don't have a huge problem with that, but I really did like the automatic optical alignment that we got in Adobe. Even though type designers don't necessarily want you to use it because they've already set their stuff. I used it all the time for headlines and things like that. I'm trying to figure out how to select the layer right now because in this typography one, there is no layer window. So we're going to have to open up like a layer window just to be able to select our layers. That's not super convenient, but let's go ahead and put these down here in the bottom right, like the old Adobe days. And then we can select something because I locked everything earlier. Unlock? Okay. Okay, so we're just messing with this right here. We've got, this is Roboto. Let me see. Oh, it's still got my headline on there. So this is Roboto bold, maybe? What are we looking at? Condensed extra bold. And we can see there's a ligature right here. So we'll be able to test this out pretty easy. So go ahead and retype the whole thing. I don't remember what it was. Oh, it's not putting the apostrophe's not there though. Right? Am I crazy? Did it have a better? Yeah, it had a better apostrophe before. So, oh, you know what? How are pages and stuff like that going to work? How are artboards going to work? I was getting ready to copy this. Let me get a layout and make a new page and dupe this. Let's see if we can do alt drag now. No, you still can't. You still can't alt drag to make a duplicate, which is crazy. Okay, let's just make a new one so that I'm not messing up the original one. So we can flip back and forth. But it didn't automatically put the apostrophe there. It put like a tick mark. Affinity's big reveal. Getting a little bit of screen tearing going on. So you can see the two right here. It did get the ligature for the FFI, but it didn't give me the nice apostrophe. It gave me the tick mark, this guy here. So let's see if there's something we should click on to fix that. Align to baseline. Yeah, so we've got all the same features, it looks like, but I'm not sure why this would be off by default. One thing I'm hoping for is that the leading and stuff doesn't... Let's say I was editing like this breaking news over here and I set the leading for, I don't know, whatever that is, 120 or 60 or whatever. When I would come over to this one, if I was making something new, even if it was at 500 point, it would give me that same like 120 leading. In Adobe, it's always like it resets and it's brand new, fresh for everything. In Affinity, you're always like, you got to go back and like really make sure that like all of your typography features are the way that you wanted them. We'll check to see if that is the same. I really want this to, let's check I'm going to get a little sidetracked. We're going to come back to the, to make sure that the apostrophe can get fixed, but I want to test out the variable real quick. So we've got this is a variable font. Obviously, we can click it up here or we can click it in the side panel. I just want to see how it works. A little screen tearing. I don't know if that's me or if that's this. Looks like it's doing all right the second time around. And then we got the width. So this is not Roboto Flex. Unfortunately, Roboto Flex doesn't have the same ligatures and things like that. So I'm just using regular Roboto, but it does still have your weight and your width. So you're getting some screen tearing there, and I'm not sure why. It's not the end of the world, for sure, but it's not the most beautiful thing. But so that works well. I want to test out a color font after this. I'm literally going to write myself a note here in chat because I want to check out color fonts to see how it works. But let's see if we can figure out this apostrophe, because this would really bug me. So we've got all of our regular open type features over here. The typography panel's still the same. You can still hide the irrelevant features. Yeah, you can still do like your all small caps. You can still do all of that stuff. You can still do your stylistic sets. Let's see. So you can still do your stylistic sets, swap it from like the 3-story G to the 2-story G. Glyph browser, I always had this open. If you've ever watched this stream, like I'm always popping open the Glyph browser. Pretty slow. Let's see if we can change the size. Huh. Unless it's in this. Oh, there it is. Largest size. Nice. Affinity on, are they? Affinity on the Keynote. I'm going to unmute, guys.
Tools that rival
I want to see what they have to say.
on the market.
Thank you,
Already
design.
used by more than 5 million creatives. Together, we have been working on something that will blow your mind. Here to unveil this next launch and a gorgeous new rebrand, please welcome Affinity CEO Ash Hewson.
Too long, pro designers have had almost no choice in the tools we use. Bloated software that slows you down, siloed platforms that add friction to your workflow, and tools that are, of course, crazily expensive just because of corporate greed.
True.
That's right. We have paid too much for too little. And I think it's time we change that, don't you? It's time that we put creatives first. It's time to unlock true creative freedom. Introducing the all-new Affinity. Now, until today, if you wanted to create using vectors, pixel or layout tools, you had to swap between apps all the time, use different tool behavior, inconsistent UI, each with their own steep learning curve. So today, we are revolutionizing this experience, bringing together all 3 creative workflows into one single harmonious app. And this is just so powerful. It's so powerful because you can instantly switch between these disciplines now without breaking your flow, unleashing your creativity to create incredible designs. And for the first time ever, you can even mix any of these tools to create completely custom studios specifically crafted for your own workflow. It's literally like designing your own perfect creative app. And gone are the days of needing separate file formats for all your different projects. Blech. That's just so 2024.
Yeah, we saw that.
From
Just
now on,
.af.
it's one format, and it's simply called .af.
That is really cool.
And you know what? We think that's pretty cool. You could even call it Cool AF. I think we're going to have a bit of fun with that, aren't we? But all of this without any
Yeah,
compromise
for sure,
on performance. So you can edit live with real-time previews and 0 lag.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
actually a good use for the
fully
glitch.
non-destructive, means all your effects and filters can all be applied or removed while keeping your original files intact. This
Still a
means you
gimmick,
can
but it's cool.
create fearlessly. And it's incredibly powerful too, handling huge documents with thousands of objects and unrivaled precision. You can even zoom in to over 10 million%.
Shut up. That's crazy. I remember when it was
Always a crowd
2000, and
pleaser,
people
that.
blew their mind.
But I should
That's
say as well,
crazy.
we've built this in close collaboration with some of the top designers in the world. So Affinity really is for people obsessed with craft, built by people who respect your craft. Now, there is just one more thing. To truly empower professional creatives, we need to rewrite the rules of the industry.
Great.
So, we're really proud to announce that the all-new Affinity is entirely free, forever, for everyone.
Man, Adobe has to be so mad after Adobe Max,
Oh, yeah.
right? Why would you not? Like, unless you need the other stuff. Unless you need the other stuff, why would you not switch?
How cool is that? This isn't a stunt, it's a statement. It's our commitment to your creative freedom, making all of these tools available at no cost. Now, every student, every freelancer, every studio, every enterprise has equal access to professional creativity. Because creativity, we believe, is not a luxury, it's a right. And now you have it, right? Affinity is free forever because creatives deserve better.
When did creating become complex? Costly? Corporate? Remember how you started? Creating for fun, for love. They blame the tools. We say, don't blame them, change them. Remind yourself how it feels. Complete creative freedom. Free to craft. Free to experiment. Free to do it your way. For free. Forever. Join the movement that says artists first and fall in love all over again. Welcome to Affinity. Creative freedom, free forever.
Man. Great marketing.
I thought you might like that. So, yeah, Affinity is entirely free, including everything you've seen so far and every future upgrade too. But there is something else that we're doing. Today, we're launching an all-new Canva AI Studio within Affinity. So if you do have a paid Canva account that includes AI, you can now access all of those features here too. That means you can create with generative fill, expand text to image, and much more, while still, of course, instantly being able to switch to Affinity's other tools to craft by hand. And, importantly, we never use your work to train AI models. Your creativity is yours. So, there you have it, the all-new Affinity, crafting Affinity, scaling Canva, and I'm thrilled to announce that true creative freedom is available to download right now.
Let's hear it one more time for Ash, Houston, and Affinity. And did you hear it's free forever? Which seems crazy to me, but I am looking directly in the eyes of Kelly, our CFO, and she is smiling. There is a single tear rolling down her face. Oh, but I've gotten 2 thumbs up, so we're good, free forever. All right, so Canva Grow, brand system, Affinity. 3 drops that redefine how small businesses, creators, and pro designers bring their ideas to life. And if you thought we were done, think again. At Canva HQ, we monitor every wish, big and small, to make sure that you get the most out of your Canva experience. We answer every email, every comment, every DM, really any form of communication. And today is certainly...
Is this still Affinity, do you
Guys,
think?
sorry, is that a phone? This is a live show. I told you a million times. Please just silence your cell phones. It's not that hard.
Okay. Yes, just 1 second. Jimmy, it's for you. It's another wish.
Now?
Yes.
Okay, guys, I'm so sorry about this. This is incredibly embarrassing. Not the best timing. Is this your personal phone?
Yes.
Okay. Hello? Yeah, you are the 100th person to ask about Pixel Eraser. Oh, thanks. I also love my fedora. Are you watching the keynote? Oh, you are. Okay, well, I'm actually right about to grant our final batch of wishes. I've got to go, but keep watching. Thanks, Sana. Now, every year, we collect over 1 million wishes from you for our product. And from there, the Canva team right here gets to work bringing your ideas to life. Our favorite part is letting our community know when their wish is granted, directly, personally, and just like this.
Oh, I don't think this is about Affinity.
Hi, is that Sarah?
Is this Josie? Okay, we've got some really exciting news.
We are going to be granting you one of your top wishes to Canva. Oh yes, this is so exciting! We're going to be launching gradient text.
Oh my gosh.
We just launched style merch.
So cool.
Very excited to announce that bulk printing is coming to Canva.
Thank you so much, man.
Protecting your PDFs from the password.
Generate SEO for your entire website in 1 click.
Quick assign to
Yeah.
Google Classroom and Canva.
All right. Thank you, though, for pointing that out, that this was going to be on, because that was worth watching for sure. I'm glad that we didn't miss that I didn't miss that. Yeah. Man, if I didn't already have the app open right now, I'd probably be so hyped. I'm still kind of hyped. Man, they have to feel so good right now too, doing this after the Adobe Mac conference that was just like shoving AI down everyone's throats like the entire time. Like it I don't know, to just be like, hey, we've got, it's not going to work for everybody, obviously, but if you're a graphic designer and you use like the big three, that you would like learn in design school, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, like if that's your jam, having all this for free is crazy. Like the barrier to actually have like a professional design tool now, like I think that since I already paid for it, since I already had it, like me getting this for free now just kind of feels like, oh, cool, like a new version. Like I'm not mad that I paid for it a year and a half ago or whatever it was. But like the actual barrier to have like real design software is gone now. Like real graphic design software. That's I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy, really. If we use Canva AI, what about the intellectual property? That's a good question. And we did look at it at the top of the show. Oh yeah, you were here, Design. We did look at it earlier. Looking at that, I guess we could pull it up though, if we could see what they say. But I think anything that's designed, that is the one thing with Adobe when you're designing using their Firefly AI. It is cleared for commercial use. Like you can, I think I'm like 90% sure you can copyright and stuff. I don't know. They were saying that it's like completely cleared because it's only training on what they're allowed to train on. So I think that you can like copyright and stuff. But yeah, I don't know how any of that works with Canva. That's a good question. Oh, this got kind of messed up, didn't it? Are we crashing? No, there it goes. It's getting a little laggy though. I probably got too many things open. I haven't checked the Canva Discord since I got the app, since I went live. Or not Canva, the Affinity Discord. The Affinity Discord, I don't know if you guys have been on it, has been going crazy for the last month. I can't imagine anyone is mad about this though. Like, if you already had Affinity, you essentially have a better version of Affinity now for free. And as we saw, like, I was worried about that button. You guys saw, if you were here, I was pissed that this stupid button was going to be here all the time. Like that's so the opposite of the enshittification that you expect out of every other place. You know, you expect them to have this stupid Canva AI button here and just constantly try to get you to like upgrade and do these things. Well, time will tell what happens, you know, time will tell for sure. But being able to do these and then create a new studio, look, you can pick like your icons and stuff. It's kind of like Notion. Let's see. Let's clone this from Typography real quick. Now let's just clone it from like, oh, you can clone it from none. Let's clone it from Vector just so we can see what it looks like. Make it a bright yellow one with this cat. Oh. Okay, can we create? Boom. Yeah, so you can just make your own and then you save it. Man, these are actually going to be super useful. Maybe I'm just falling for the... Oh, you're right. Let me turn this off completely. I always do this. This is why I don't leave my face cam on. Yeah, my face was covering it. We don't need to see that. Let's just look at this. Yeah, so you can turn these on and off, like I was saying. And I really expected, and it was like that pit in my stomach of like, man, they're going to put this Canva AI button on here. Anytime you upload a photo or import a photo, it's going to be like, hey, you want to generate something? Hey, you want to do, like, you can just turn it off. And then the fact that you can have all these different layouts, like the typography one for me is huge. That's what we were looking at before the keynote started, or before like the important part of the keynote started. But man, I already know like there's so much stuff in here that we aren't even looking at yet, that we don't even know exists. And even if this app was exactly the same, let me go ahead and let me put my face cam on here like this, because I'm mostly just talking right now. Is it back? There it is. I already know there's going to be so much stuff that we play around with and find, and there's going to be stuff that sucks probably. Like there's going to be things that are broken. But if this is any indication as to like, I don't know, goodwill towards the consumer, goodwill towards us, like I think this is an incredibly positive sign. And especially if you watched Adobe for the last 2.5 days during their Adobe Max, this is the opposite of Adobe Max. Adobe Max was just nonstop AI slop, which there's use cases for AI, don't get me wrong, but just like nonstop, just like, here's AI in Premiere, here's AI in After Effects, here's AI in Illustrator, like they had some cool stuff. They had the turntables, that was really cool. That probably is AI too though. Like Adobe is literally like, pay $50 to $80 a month for our programs and then purchase AI credits to do it. The fact that Affinity is just free now is crazy. I guess this does come back to TJ's question during the presentation, like during the keynote, like how are they going to make profit aside from this? I don't know, but I think you're still going to have a lot of people that pay for... you're still gonna have a lot of people that just pay for Canva, you know, people that don't want to hop into Affinity, that are just used to Canva. You know, there's a lot of people that aren't actual creatives. Adobe Max, yeah. Adobe Max literally was just like AI everything. TJ is saying, I assume they'll release paid brush packs, etc. Yeah, that's a good point. They already had like a store and stuff like that before, and I'm not mad about that. Like, if it's literally like brush packs, like what's the guy, the True Grit? Like if it was literally like the True Grit packs that they had before, and like they were somehow taking a cut of that, and like you could buy them in the app or something. Well, I wouldn't love that. But if there was a way to like sell things, that would be awesome. Yeah, Design AZM here. Great point. Let's go ahead and read this for the future people watching the replay. Design AZM says Adobe Max is let's AI handle everything. Affinity, you stay creative. I agree. Yeah, that Affinity presentation really was just like, hey, we took 3 solid design apps, put them all into one place. You have the option, we can toggle this on, and turn on AI. And then you can even go and like, so you can probably link to it from here. Let's see if we can get to it from here. If we click, if you click the little crown, then it gives you this to upgrade. I'm not going to do this. I was going to hop in there. You can get 30-day free trial. So I think that, you know, whenever I get off of the stream, I will like go check that out. But what I thought was cool about this, let's see, is my face still covering everything? Kind of, huh? I'm just going to take my face off. I like being able to talk, but let's just take my face off so I don't mess this up again. So we looked at this at the beginning, but let's go ahead and look at it again. So you can do the recurring. I'm in Brazil right now, so I'm not sure how this is gonna how the pricing is gonna work for everybody. Can we zoom in on this? Yeah. Okay. So they have the recurring thing. For me, it's like $7 a month. I'm not sure if that's scaled because Brazil does have like a lower income in terms of like compared to the US. So the prices might be different. I'm not sure. But $7 a month for the recurring plan. You could do a single installment. What would that be? Like $60. And then, but if you just like, hey, I need AI today, one day is 5 reais, which is equal to $1. If you want to use the AI for a single day, it costs $1. That's like the perfect scenario. I don't know how it's going to work. But like that really does feel like a perfect scenario in the sense of like, I don't want AI doing everything for me. I want to be doing like, I want to be the creative. I want to be the person designing stuff. The fact that you can go in here and buy the AI add-on for a single day for $1, the equivalent of $1 in Brazilian reais, that's kind of perfect. TJ says, also, this is going to be so convenient for education. Oh my God, bro, yes. No need to install 3 apps and keep them updated and all free for unit schools, college, university devices. Yeah, I don't know. This is such like a smart move for them. And it's so good for everybody that already used Affinity. Like if you already used Affinity, even if you bought Affinity like 45 days ago, I might be a little annoyed. For me, I bought it like a year and a half ago. And even I feel like a noob, you know, using Affinity, even though I've been using it every single day. I completely got rid of Adobe. I've been all in on this since whenever they did like that 6-month trial or whatever. But for anybody that's at universities, at schools, like imagine the elementary schools that you could get university pricing and stuff like that. But the fact that most kids are not going to be graphic designers. They're not going to grow up to be graphic designers, right? So they're probably doing school presentations and stuff like that in Canva. Canva already has just a huge education program. But the fact that they can get like professional grade software now for free is incredible. It's amazing. They probably already had some sort of deal like where you could do that, but now schools don't actually have to sign up for it and stuff probably. They can just throw it on the computers, I would assume. The one thing I am interested in is an equivalent to Adobe fonts, because you'll see I still have Creative Cloud. I said that I'm all out on Adobe or all in on Affinity. I'm not all out on Adobe, and the one thing I pay for is Adobe fonts. It's mainly so I can talk about them on here, but honestly, the Adobe, this is taking forever. This is what Adobe is, sitting waiting for this stupid thing to spin. Yeah. But I still use this for Adobe Fonts because Adobe Fonts is incredible value. For like $5 a month, you get the entire Adobe Fonts library. The way that I do that is by, I pay for InCopy. That's it. I only pay for InCopy. So that's my design, my Adobe Font secret that I always share. But I'm wondering if there's going to be like a Canva fonts, because I know Canva has a deal with Monotype as well. We reported on this a while back. They celebrated 1 billion designs using Monotype fonts in Canva. So, is there a way where we can pay for the Canva, you know, to get, if we want access to the AI or whatever? Or is there just a way like that we can pay for Canva Premium, get access to a bunch of typefaces, and also have like AI if you want it? I think that's going to be a really interesting thing. I would absolutely pay $7 a month to Canva for the fonts that I'm paying for Adobe. I know it's not going to be a one-to-one. Adobe has an incredible library because Adobe is also a foundry. But yeah, if I could see that being one way that they could earn money too, because I would pay for that for sure. My face is just right in the middle of the screen. This is why I keep my face off. Gonna read a couple comments here. Design AZM says, oh, TJ, yeah, I wish that I had, yeah, for sure. I paid for, when I was in school and I didn't get, like the computers, TJ said, I wish I had this when I was in university, even with the student discount that ate a bunch of my student budget having Adobe. Yes. Even when I was in design school, all the computers had Adobe on them, obviously. So like you had to have Adobe. Affinity came out like right at the tail end, like right when I was graduating. And it was one of those things where it's like, oh, it's kind of cool, but like it's not going to do what Adobe does. Now it does do, you know, it's on par for, let's say 90% of what it can do. 90% of what you would probably typically do. But like to have this for free when I was in university, rather than paying for like the student version of Adobe, what was I on? CS 5.5, I think, before they switched over to before they switched to Creative Cloud. Yeah, the discount, even with the discount, it was still a lot of money for a student. Students are broke. Design AZM says, where do we find the Canva AI plan? I want to know how much it is in euros. Let me give you a link. Because it's on this pop-up here, so that's how I've been doing it. Just upgrade. Let me give you a link. Oh, you got it there? Oh, you found it. So France is 12 euros a month, 110 euros per year. Don't love it breaking $10 a month, but I'm not, you know, compared to Adobe where you're paying, what's Adobe up to now? What is Adobe up to? Quite a bit, right? Oh, this is all in Portuguese. They're giving you like, yeah, Adobe's up to like $50 a month because it's about 200 reais. So $50 a month, and if you want the AI stuff, then you're looking at even more. So I mean, $10 a month if you wanted the AI stuff, or you wanted some of that other stuff. But we don't have the one-time version. Oh, you don't have like, you can't buy just like one day at a time? Huh. Yeah, so I'm in Brazil right now. I'm from the US, I'm from Las Vegas. But I'm living in Brazil. So when I turn off my VPN, when I stream, everything is like the Brazilian websites. That's interesting though, that you don't get the one time thing. So you can't do it for like a week or a day. RIP. I wonder if you could VPN to do it. Because that seems like the perfect use case for me. I just don't know that I would really, I mean, even, you know, like the monthly thing, like it's still cheaper than Adobe. It's still cheaper than like any of these like $20 a month AI chatbots and stuff like that. So it's not the 10, 12 euros a month isn't the end of the world, but yeah, dude, it would be so much better if you could just pay for one day. Cause this is literally, 5 reais is literally $1. Like imagine if you could just pay €1 and use it. Did the keynote cover the compatibility with university file type with other softwares? They didn't talk about it too much, but it is on the website. So let's see, affinity.studio. I got it pinned up here. Let me see. Affinity.studio. They did cover it on here, and they're saying that it's going to work with everything. If you're pulling in from V1 and V2, it's going to break those. We saw that break my thumbnail, which isn't the end of the world, but if you had like a real file, it's going to break it. I thought I saved as, but somehow it still broke it for me. So you can't go back and forth between V2, but it does open up all of the file types. If we can find it real quick. Where was it? I'm just going to pop all of these open. It is going to open up all the files. Silicon. Oh my goodness, I can't find it, can I? Oh, Adobe Files. So yeah, so it says you can import PSDs, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and like I said, I don't know what a DWS is, or DWG. Is that the Lightroom? Oh, it's computer technical drawings and blueprints. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I've never even seen that before. Oh, so it's for CAD programs. That makes sense that they were using that other thing. Hopefully that answers your question, Dylan. They didn't talk about it in the keynote, no, but they did talk about it on the landing page, the download page. That's linked at the very top of the chat. I'm gonna take my face off because I'm sure it's probably covering up stuff, and I think it's more personable to have that on there, but at the same time, I don't pay enough attention. Yeah, so that's unfortunate though that you can't pay for the that you can't pay per day. I know it's like overpriced, and if you added it up, you know, you'd be paying like 30 instead of 12 if you paid for it every day, but you wouldn't do that. If you could pay one day instead of paying 12 for a whole month or whatever, that would be great. Maybe that's something that they'll add later. I don't know why they would have that in Brazil. Probably is just like the lower income in Brazil, so that must be why it's there. But yeah, the recurring is about $5 a month, or no, $7 a month for the monthly plan. Annual plan, I don't know how that would break down. It says 31% off, so less than 7, probably $5 a month. Yeah, $5 a month if you did like the annual plan. Then you get the weekly and the 1 day. Let's check out a little bit more typography, and then I'll probably hop off of here because I am just kind of stumbling my way through this. But Dylan said, yeah, thanks. I use Illustrator a lot for its compatibility with After Effects. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no After Effects. Being able to live update, but even if I have to export over and over again, it's worth the free price tag. Oh, for sure. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that they're like one for one, but Cavalry is like an alternative to After Effects that I see a lot of people using. Oh, I'm not logged in right now. Let me pull it up real quick. You probably already know this. If you're using After Effects, you've probably heard of Cavalry, but for anybody that hasn't, Cavalry is similar to After Effects. There is a free version of it, but you're probably going to want the paid version because the free version is only 1080p, whereas you can export in 4K with the paid version. So, but I don't use this because it is a monthly payment. So £16 it looks like. But yeah, you can get a free version and you can use it forever. But there is the professional paid version because that's going to give you 4K. If you see here, it only gives you 1080p. So if you did, oh, okay, yeah, Dylan, check it out for sure. Let me put this in chat as well. It's by Scene Group, but it's really, really cool. I am not technically minded enough to like really be able to take advantage of all of the power that this thing has. But if I'm doing something risky here and turning my face on, let's just make me really, really small so I can stay out of the way. But I've seen other people do crazy things with this. But the problem that I had was that the documentation wasn't amazing for me. I think a lot of they expect like people to really already have experience with After Effects. But they have the Discord, they have YouTube, they have documentation stuff there. But it's an alternative to After Effects Cavalry. If you were like, I want to go all in on Affinity like I did, I switched to DaVinci Resolve. I already used Blender, but I switched to DaVinci Resolve. What else did I switch to? Yeah, and then Affinity. Oh, and then I picked up Moho for doing some animation and stuff like that instead of Flash. But yeah, I don't know. It's an option. Yeah, Resolve doesn't do vectors is the main issue. Yeah, for sure. Resolve is only gonna help you if you were using Premiere. And even then, there's some things that it can't do. Yeah, but also DaVinci Resolve is free. I forgot because I recently paid for the studio version, but I used that for probably 5 years, only using the free version, and it served me incredibly well. So yeah, there are alternatives. There are alternatives, but yeah, the fact that this is free now, let's just close out of this old one, this old dusty version. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid right now. My hype might die down. We might find out that something's terrible. That's entirely possible. If it does, I will report on it on a future episode. I'm typically here on Sundays, Sundays in the afternoon. About an hour from now is typically when I go live on Sundays. And I'm mostly doing typography news, but I do talk about Affinity. Was this always misspelled? This isn't wrong in the thumbnail, is it? I hope not. But yeah, let's check out a few more of these typography features and we'll see if we can fix this right here. Because I'm not sure why that's there. I'm not sure why they put a tick mark in there. And I don't think that I replaced that on my own last time. You know what? I might have. I don't think my... let's pull up the glyphs panel again. Let's reset the typography. All my keyboard shortcuts are gone. I keep repeating this, but it's because I'm stumbling my way around here. I'm really, really, really excited for the future of Affinity after seeing this. Man, I was so worried about what this was going to be. I was so worried about, I don't know, them just ruining it and going back on their promise of what it was supposed to be. There we go. Is that the right one? Yeah, now we're matching. I don't know. I had to go in the glyphs panel. Maybe I already had to do that the last time. But the general OpenType features are working. We saw the ligatures working right there. We saw that you can do, the alternates and get the 3-story G. This is just in Roboto. You can change the leg on the R. Get like the old Swiss Helvetica style leg on there. Yeah, so they're all still intact. I really like this typography layout though. You couldn't tell. TJ says, honestly, I'm so relieved about this reveal. Yeah, me and you both, buddy. The fact that it went live just like a little bit before the presentation, the fact that the link leaked was so good because yes, it would have been a relief getting into this, hopping into this afterwards. But man, being able to pull this up and not sit and wait for I don't know, how long have we been live? However long it was, not sitting and waiting and just catching that small little thing, small little clip on Affinity. Man, I think there's going to be so much fun to dig into and really personalize it. You could already personalize it more than you could in Illustrator, or not Illustrator, but Adobe. But the fact that this is free, people are going to figure out how to do so many crazy things with this now, and it just gives so many more people access to professional grade design software. I'm not mad that I paid for this last year at all. I'm happy this is free for everyone. But yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. I think that's let's end on a positive note, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to my face cam. I appreciate seeing some new faces here. I appreciate you guys stopping in, even if you never come back. I do typography news, and then I do book reviews on typography. I've got some interviews lined up with people that wrote books on typography. But if you never come back and you just cared about Affinity, I'm glad you came and hung out. It's fun to talk. It's fun to I don't know, be a part of a moment with other people, right? Even if it's just online. But I am Curtis Simpson. This was the Jectives typography coverage of the Affinity reveal. Cool, Dylan. I appreciate it. And I don't know. I'll see you guys around, hopefully. Bye.